And just one last thing, one last question from me. Do you start Thiago against Chelsea?
So that I was actually thinking we're not mentioning him for a minute. People, we are back with and wonderful.
Welcome
Um,
back.
you would have noticed, you would have noticed that I'm doing the intro this week because my team got the W, and it's about fucking time. I think
Mm.
first win in 5 games. Um, it wasn't a pretty win. A lot of the football was quite dead, to be honest. But at this point in the season, it's all about the points, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
all
Mouse,
about
what are
three
you telling
points.
me? You good?
Yeah, good man. Yeah, obviously, I watched the game against Sheffield United. There were times when I thought you were going to be you're under a bit of pressure and you looked like you were going to crumble, but you managed to get the 3 points in the end. But yeah, man, obviously you must be super happy. Soared up. Actually, no, did you soar up the table? You're still in sixth. Still in
No,
sixth.
yeah, still safe,
Um,
still safe.
Everton
But
to play today as
breathing
well.
down the other man's next.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You got a big. That was a big 3 points. It's weird saying that because it's only against Sheffield United. But yeah, the form you were in, you really needed to arrest that poor form, and you did. You got the 3 points, and that's all that matters at this stage of the season. But yeah, Ishmael, talk to you, man. What's your How you feeling about? How did you feel about the result? Were you happy with the performance? Yeah, talk to me. What are you saying?
Um, should I speak on the performance? The performance wasn't great by any stretch. Literally as soon as the game finished, we was chatting on the group chat. And the mood was relief more than anything, just because we didn't lose to them, man, the worst team in the league. So yeah, I was just relieved. I couldn't deal with another week of embarrassment coming on here,
Mm,
and I think now it's just all attention's turning to Chelsea, and no one's really that confident. It's at home as well. Our home form's is all booky now as well.
mm.
So yeah, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's a
But yeah,
weird.
in terms of the performance, yeah,
Yeah, go
yeah,
on, carry on. Sorry,
go.
go on. No, I was just gonna say it's weird that
Just just
the form's just sort of your home form's now the sort of the weakness in your the chink in your armor, and yeah, it's odd because there's no home
it's
fans and it's right now it's hard to even pinpoint what is causing that poor form at home. But yeah, like you said, away form seems to be picking up points now. But yeah, I sort of has one eye on the Chelsea game, which, to be honest, I couldn't call right now. It's a big. I think I don't know who the 3 points are more important for, but you know what? Let's not jump into that just yet. It's important to just to understand that context as well. But
we'll
yeah, man.
preview that.
Yeah, yeah. So talk to me about the game. How did it pan out? What were you feeling first half?
Uh, same. I'm still seeing the same problems I've been seeing for the last 8 9 games, where they're not really like. Actually, you know what? One thing I will kind of praise Klopp for was we kind of changed the system a little bit, which you haven't really seen too much recently. We've just been banging out the same 4-3-3, false nine, winger, fullback, just spamming crosses in. But we kind of saw a bit of a free. It was almost like a 3-4-2-1. Like Trent was playing like right centre back. Um, Robert was playing really high and wide. Salah was playing really high and wide. So we were kind of matching Sheffield United's formation, which is quite good to see us kind of transitioning from a 3 and a 4 at the
Mm.
back. So that was good. But again, like we still looked a bit. It's not quite, quite clicking still. And maybe that win will be a catalyst. But yeah, I wasn't 100% convinced. Kabak, bro. This guy, I said this to you a couple of weeks ago. This guy gives me Lovren vibes, man. Like you can't be too. Listen,
Wait a second. You were
our
calling for
centre
Lovren to
back
come back a
pairing and
second
goalkeeper.
ago.
Nah, I wasn't. When did I say that?
You were like, I
Chill,
wouldn't
chill,
mind
chill.
having
I never
Lovren
said that.
back.
I
You said that.
what I said was no. What I said was this guy is giving me Lovren vibes. So instead of selling Lovren and waiting 6 months to get this other younger Don in, we should have just kept Lovren. If they're the same level, just keep the guy you've got. Yeah, ball watching. So many times just seeing him ball watching, like misjudging the flight of the ball. And obviously you haven't got Allison, he's made mistakes this season, but you can kind of say he's reliable. Man like Adrian at the back, and every time the ball went into our box. But I can't, the one big shining light was Curtis Jones. I think he had a great game. I don't know what you think, but he's looking like a proper player. Took his goal very well. So yeah, he was he was man of the match. Dedicated the win to Allison and his dad as well, which was good to see. But
good touch.
I'm still nervous, man. I'm still nervous for the game on Thursday. Very nice touch, but I'm still nervous for the game on Thursday. This hasn't really done anything to ease my nerves at all. To be honest, so yeah, I'm still shitting myself. I'm still not looking forward to the game. But yeah, I want to know what was your perspective? What did you see? What did you think of our performance?
Well, yeah.
I'm sure we'll address the elephant in the room. I'm sure we'll address the elephant in the room, which is Thiago, in a bit. But yeah, just what are your thoughts?
Yeah, do you know what? I saw, first of all, yeah, at the end of the day, the 3 points, as I've been saying quite a lot in previous like Man United fan cams, are the most important thing right now. You guys looked like a team shot of confidence at the start. I was kind of like rooting for Sheffield United to just grab the grab the game by the scruff of the neck, get loads of long balls into like McBurney and McGoldrick, and just really put pressure on your back four. They did at times, but I don't know. You could tell that Sheffield United aren't the team that they were last season. But yeah, there were a few moments where, like in the second half, like Burke, I just don't know how did he score the winner against us?
I keep losing you, bro.
It's alright, I'm still here, B. I'm still here. But yeah, I just said that Liverpool looked like a team shot of confidence. And that Curtis Jones goal was like straight after the first half was so important for how the game panned out. But yeah, he looks like a real player.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
I saw the wages he's on, and Ben Woodburn's. I don't even know where he is at the moment, but he's on more money.
Should we speak on that?
He needs some money now. He needs some money now. Give him money. That boy, he needs a new contract.
Yeah, that was the wage structure is all a bit suspect, man. All very suspect. You got some
Nat
man
Phillips
on like
60K a week. Nat Phillips.
I don't know if it's the homegrown thing but that should still not really like legislate for 64. Like he's done a job this season, but he shouldn't be knocking on the door of our first team at all. Therefore, 64 grand is like ridiculous sum of money.
I want to know when you got that. When you got that
as well, 140 bags. Like who? Nat Phillips. He signed a new deal recently in like the last season or so. So yeah, exactly. Man's living good.
FSG are usually quite tight with their money. I'm surprised they give him that much.
There's some very very booky decisions going on in there. Joe Gomez as well on like 20 something grand a week when he's like England is an international. So I'm just a bit confused as to how Nat Phillips he's never kicked the ball internationally.
Trent's Nat Phillips is getting more money than Trent.
Mad, yeah, absolutely mad. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm hoping there was some sort of mistake, but
admin error.
I don't know, bro. It's all mad. It's all mad. You got Simicast as well on big P's. Naby Keita as well. As much as I think he's a brilliant talent, but
is he still a talent?
You've got other people who are playing 5 times the amount of games. Yeah, he's 24. I think he's 24 now. 20 might have just turned 25. Like he's talented, but the Don just can't stay fit. That's as simple as that. He looked alright when he came on. Actually, I was seeing some nice little touches. The ability to break lines as well with his runs. None of our other midfielders were really on that. So
Yeah, it was a real fortunate, but that game against Sheffield United, I think was you were very fortunate, and I think that was just you were getting a bit of luck in that game that you hadn't had for the past 5, 6 weeks or whatever, however long this poor form's been going on for.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, so
think we
I
just
think
we were lucky to be playing a team shitter than us. That's just, I think that's what it boiled down to. You know, when it's just not going your way, when you're playing badly and it's not going your way, that's just how it is. Like you kind of end up, you make your own luck in it. So we just happened to be playing a team who were worse and were having worse
potentially in
luck than
worse
we were.
form, if that's possible. I think potentially
I think they're, I think they were in better. They were in better
they're the
form. I
same.
think
I
they
think
were in better
they
form.
might have had the same form, one
No,
win
because
in five, if I
they'd
remember.
lost, they'd lost three. I think we'd lost four or something like that. So I think we were like, we must have been bottom of the form table. Um, but yeah, man, hopefully this can be the win
The
to kind of
catapult.
kickstart our season again. Jota's back. Jota's fit. He just was ill for that game, so he should be back against Chelsea. Fabinho should be back. Allison should be back as well. Fingers crossed. Obviously still going through that whole madness, but yeah, if we can get them three players back for Chelsea, then I think it's a different story. Because I think if Jota's fit, he's got to start. He's got to go back straight back in because some of the finishing yesterday, Bobby man, Bobby.
But with that game
Like,
in mind, I think the 3 points is now just taking on a bit more. Like that was a massive 3 points, which is like I keep saying it, and I'm always have like a wry smile on my face when I say it. But it was a massive 3 points. You needed that.
bruv,
If you didn't pick up the 3 points
if,
against
if
Sheffield
we
United, I don't know if you.
anyhow we didn't win that game, I don't know, man. I'm trying to just take it one game at a time. But I think if we failed to lose that one, then the whole season's in tatters. But yeah,
Well, the
that was
season's
kind
already
of
been
like
in
last.
turmoil for a while. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
work out now how significant a win that is. We've got what 12 games left of the season.
I tell you what. When they always say when you're in either a relegation fight, title race, top four fight, when the teams around you drop points,
What about
you've
you?
got
You
a
didn't mention any fights you're in.
top four fight, bro. We're in the top four.
Are you still in?
But you've got to seize the opportunity when your rivals drop points. West Ham lost, Chelsea dropped points. Villa lost. No, they won in it, but they're not really. They still got a couple of games behind us. But the big one was Chelsea and West Ham. They both dropped points, so now we're 2 points off top four. So it's all to play for, man. It's all to play for.
What's the top four again? Is it West? Who's in it? West Ham or Chelsea?
West Ham.
West Ham are in it, and what? You're 2 points off West Ham.
Yeah, we're 2 points. I think we're 1 point off Chelsea. You know.
It's my favourite thing to do. Let's get that Premier League.
Yeah, so we're 1 point. We're 1 point off Chelsea. We're 1 point off Chelsea. It doesn't look bad at the moment. We're 1 point off Chelsea, 2 points off West Ham. So yeah, it just is what it is.
City's form's just ridiculous, man. Everyone else has got reds.
I feel like you want to say something. City. Did you watch the City game?
I watched a bit of it. I caught the final dregs of the game. That I saw the Issa Diop chants and the Kufar chant. Well, they say it was the same one, but
yeah, bro. What is that? Oh my god.
it's like even when they're playing badly, they're getting.
We'll speak on that in a bit anyway. They've gone into that robot mode, which is scary to witness, but it's just peak for everyone else, isn't it?
I just clocked. Your form's still 1 win in 5. It was 1 win in 5 last time. Now it's 1 win in 5 again because that win's gone off. Has left the form table.
And I get you, mate. I get you. Thank you for pointing that out.
But yeah, man. So you're not
Mad,
even
it's mad, isn't it?
You're within one result of getting back into the top 4.
Yeah, but then we've got still flipping Villa and Everton breathing down our necks as well. So it's not. It's all a bit. I hate it when it gets to this point of the season when the teams haven't all played the same amount of games. You've got teams with 1 game in hand, 2 games in hand. Like until that all evens out, then you kind of see how it all fares. But We did what we had to do, man. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't a particularly exciting game. No one really stood out, like I said, apart from Curtis. I thought Nat Phillips played quite well actually, and Trent. But other than that, it,
Do you know what's
is what
mad?
it is, isn't
Yeah,
it? Is what it is.
If Villa and Everton both on their own merit. So like, if Everton win their 2 games in hand, they go into the top 4. Villa win their 2 games
Yeah.
in hand. Depending on what happens with Everton, they go into the top 4 as well. So there's still these games to be played are massive, and I'm not sure when they're going to happen, but that I think if they as long as they don't win both those games, both their games in hand, sorry, Liverpool got a chance still, but I think it's you've got to keep chipping away.
Leicester, Leicester. Injuries are piling up, boy. It's looking mad sticky for them.
But let's talk about Leicester when we do the United.
Yeah. I'm looking
stuff
forward
like
to that
that.
one. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, but so yeah, where does are you more confident or less confident after that result against Sheffield United? What's that done for your confidence?
It's literally nothing at all. Because we didn't play well. We played the worst team in the league. Like eye test, stats, everything. Worst team in the league. And even though he kept a clean sheet, there were some mad sticky moments. Adrian, did you see the save of Adrian when he went down in it took him like 15 seconds to get down and save the ball, and then he put it out for a corner. It was going wide. I was just like, bro, this done, and it's the same energy as Pickford when they just do something crazy and they just start shouting at everyone else apart from themselves. It's just like, bro, just relax. He gave Trent some next like danger ball. There were like 2 men on him, and obviously all Trent could do is just hoof it up the pitch, and he just starts having a go at Trent, and he's just like, just read the room, man. Just be quiet in it.
It's like
Be quiet.
it was giving off Atletico vibes from last season.
Yeah, we watched that game together in it. He just crumbled. I reckon if obviously it's hindsight in it, but if we have Allison in that game, because we were peppering, but he just did a mad thing twice or 3 times. I can't even remember now. Twice, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
was
that's
that
just
one chance that he kicked out and then Llorente got picked it up and then had that shot from long distance.
But I think even before that, he was on foolishness that whole game. Whole
but
game.
yeah, if he like, I'd obviously give Alisson as much time as he needs, but if he plays against Chelsea, I don't see how you're getting a win.
Nah. That's the thing. Like he kept a clean sheet, so like the headlines will look favourable for him. But if you watch the game, you'll know that he wasn't breeding confidence at all. Like at any point. So it's just like half of our spine at the moment is Kabak, Williams, and Adrian. Like if you told me that at the beginning of the season, yeah.
I think
So, yeah,
if you put that team in like, if you put that back 3 in, say like Wolves or Southampton's team, they get relegated.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what I mean?
If Adrian is your number one keeper, then you've got a good chance of going down. And I just thought at this point as well. You see how I've been bashing flipping Ramsdale all season. Of course, he has the flipping game of his life. He's watching the podcast, isn't it? He was like, what? Worst keeper in the league? All right, cool. Like some of them saves were.
That's what I was saying though. He's not that bad. I feel like it's harsh to, because obviously Dean Henderson is a top quality goalkeeper. You take him out of most teams. If he's your number one, there'll be a drop off. So I find it a bit harsh that you were really sticking it on Ramsdale. But yeah, I felt like he got his.
Listen, he gave me the 2 fingers. He gave me the 2 fingers. But I stand by everything I said. I've been watching every time I've seen him this season. He's been playing shit. So I think one game's a anomaly in it. So yeah, but that's kind of it, man. The game, I'm not like it just is what it is. 3 points in the bag.
You give Klopp the plaudits for that result. you feel like he got it right?
Yeah, like I said, I liked the setup of having we sort of in possession. We were playing with a back three. I don't know if that was to protect the centre backs and Adrian as well, but it was good to see us do something a bit different. I think we could kind of deploy the same tactics again against Chelsea, try and get a bit of joy, but Klopp did he did what he needed to do in it. He did what he needed to do. Him and Wilder got beef already in it, so it was
Yeah.
nice to see him. It was nice to see him get one over on him.
And just one last thing, one last question from me. Do you start Thiago against Chelsea?
So I was actually thinking we're not mentioning him for a minute. Um, he played all right, you know. He wasn't.
Number
He was just
seven out
there.
of 10.
I might have to give him a 6 this week, you know. I might have to give him a 6, but he was just blending in it. He wasn't really doing too much. It's just the stupid fouls that are pissing me off. Like,
He loves a
bro,
foul.
there was one when the guy was obviously taller than him and got the ball in the air, and he just pushed him to the floor, and the referee was right there. So I'm just like I don't know. I never saw him do stuff like this at Bayern, so I don't know what's going on.
That's the thing, man. I just
Like, he's
think
just moving.
I feel like you're just
He's
watching
moving
games
crazy at the
passing by
moment.
almost.
He's moving crazy. Yeah, you know
And I feel
what?
like
I can't even front
what my
this
point
game.
was about the style of play. It was just, I
No,
feel
no,
like
no, no, no. You were actually. This is the thing. Your energy has changed a little bit. I feel like you've kind of become a bit more reasonable on the whole Thiago thing. You actually bashing him before,
I
saying
feel like
how
I've
he
made
was
my
like
point. I feel like I've made my point.
ruining you were saying how he's like ruining our style of play. You're basically making out like he's the reason why we've been playing shit this
I never
in
said
not
that.
in this
I
in
just
this
don't. I feel like he
period of
jars with your
games.
system. That's all it is.
But
I feel like
that was the
just
implication. That was the implication. But
well, you can take what you
listen,
want from
yeah,
what I said,
he's
but
the game.
my point.
Yesterday's game was.
Go on. No. I was just gonna say quickly. Let me just say this.
Go on. Say your
Um,
point. Say your point. Say your point. Say your
my
point.
point with Thiago is like when even in that game against Sheffield United, I just saw the game sort of passing by a little bit. It didn't really grab it by the scruff of the neck. In the way that we expected him to when he came to the Prem. It's not about like saying he's the reason for you guys losing games. I'm trying to work it out because I just don't think that. I think it's maybe a stylistic thing. The way he likes to play football and the way Liverpool are most effective. Maybe it isn't. They aren't. They aren't. They're a bit. There's a bit of a jar there. Do you know what I mean?
I just think we're not like just we in general are quick to kind of either write a player off and say that they're dead or be like this player's transformed the club. Like I think just sometimes it's all right to have a bit of foresight and just be like, listen, he's taken a while to adapt. He's not playing that well, but I think that's kind of as much as it is at the moment. What I will say is though, I think as well, Thiago's one of them ballers. His highlight reel is just sexy in it. If you watch videos on him, if you watch his highlights in the game, it looks good. But when you watch him week in week out and he can't do the madness all the time, then I do think he might be a bit guilty of his own kind of his reputation. And I
So what
think
are you
there's other
saying?
players that
What?
fall into the same category.
What are you saying? What
There's other
style over
players that fall into the
substance?
same category.
Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, no, no. Well, I was actually going to
Sounds like you're
make a
saying style over
comparison.
substance.
I was going to compare him to
Don't you dare
Pogba in
say
it because
Paul's name, bruv. I knew it. Don't take it
I
out of your
said it. I
mouth.
said it. PP Labile. Yeah.
What's
They're
Thiago?
they're
Mate,
similar. They're similar in the sense that because their highlight reel is looks just sick. They can do mad things with a ball. When they're on it, they are like literally best player on the pitch without fail. And when they just have a run of the mill average game, it's an eyesore, isn't it? It's not like if Thiago had the same kind of game. If like Thiago had the same kind of game that Scott McTominay had on the weekend, you were like, yeah, that was calm. Scott played all right. McSauce, we did flipping here with the bucket hat saying how sick he was. But because it's Thiago, you just expect the madness every week. And
but Thiago's not
so
even putting
far,
his
that's not happened yet.
performances yet.
Yeah, he's just playing average, isn't it? He's not actively like he's not playing dead, but
And I thought, yeah, I know what you're saying about Paul Pogba, but what we need to establish quickly before we sign off quick is Paul Pogba has output. despite the fact that people were like, oh, even you said it at times and as well, like when we compared him to like who's the best centre midfielder in the Prem, and you happy obviously there's no shame in coming second to De Bruyne in that argument, but a lot of the criticism give like dished out to Paul is output and his influence over the team. So I'm just finding it curious that there's a bit of a shift here in how we're sort of grading Man United player midfielders or Paul Pogba and how we grade Thiago. I'm basing it off. Fair enough, Paul Pogba's been incredible when he was before he came to United and when he's been at United, he's not been as
Yeah, yeah.
influential as we thought, and that's a lot of the criticism is he's not dragged this team to titles or to wins and stuff like that as much as he should have. But when that same criticism is levelled at Thiago, it's a bit like, oh, I can't be putting it all on him. All I'm saying basically is, yeah, even if we're trying to
Listen,
compare Thiago and Paul Pogba right now, Paul Pogba is head and shoulder in the Premier League.
not as players.
Head and
I'm not
shoulders.
comparing them as players. I'm not comparing them as players. My
Mm.
comparison was. I'm surprised I didn't even interrupt you there. I just literally let you land the whole
Yeah, yeah,
comment.
it's the truth,
But
isn't it?
my point is that then I'm not comparing them as players. They're very different players, but it's the expectation because the bar's been set so high. Because you know that these guys
Exactly.
are box office, they can do things with a football that literally no one else on the pitch can do. And when they just have an average game, just your standard, just not losing the ball, just keeping things ticking over, then everyone's like, "Oh, what did Pogba do today? What did Thiago do today?
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
they
I
didn't
think
make an
that's
assist or score." Or...
yeah. Well, to that point, then I think that's a bit. I think
Yeah,
that's
your original point was, do I think Thiago should be dropped? Why was that even a question in the first place? Like, why
would you
not
start him?
one of
Would
our
you
other
start
midfielders?
him?
Why not Genie?
But the thing is, I wouldn't
Against Chelsea,
criticize
yeah,
Thiago.
yeah,
I
I
wouldn't.
would,
I
I would,
wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't criticize Thiago for keeping the ball, recycling it, moving it forward. But what I'm seeing, yeah, is it's not something you can kind of you can back up with stats. It's just based on what I'm seeing. It, he likes to play the game at a different pace. That's what I'm saying. It's a slower sort of like he'll take a
I
few extra
wouldn't even say it
touches.
was that. I wouldn't even say it was that. I wouldn't say it was slow, but I hear what you're saying. Then I do hear what you're saying about Thiago, but I just let's not drag this one out too much because you do talk about him a lot. But would I start him against Chelsea? Um,
Well, does Keita get started?
yeah,
You
I
said,
would. No,
do you not think Keita
I
start?
would start him against Chelsea. No, I
Mm.
would. I feel like I'm romantic in it. I feel like this will be a nice time for him to kickstart his career because that first game, I mean, he made his debut at Stamford Bridge, and everyone was getting excited about his record breaking number of passes. I feel like this would be a good time for him to reignite the career, get it going again. And so yeah, but come on, Thiago's gonna do it, mate. Thiago, and you know what I'll be doing after the game?
Go on, sorry, I lost you there. Go on, what are you going to be doing after the game?
You know what I'll be doing after the game. I'm not gonna do it, but you know what I'll be doing after the game.
Yeah,
That's
do you know what my
it.
prediction
Yeah.
is? Do you know what my prediction is? Thiago red. He's getting sent off.
Oh, against Chelsea.
Mm.
It will. I called that already. Will bag a
Yeah.
red card.
Yeah, yeah. But that's my prediction. Before we, do you know, what, we're not doing predictions right now, but we'll do the preview for that game. That's a massive game midweek. Hopefully, try and get that out to you tomorrow at some point. Maybe we'll see, or Wednesday. We'll see what our schedules are saying. But yeah, we'll have that out for you guys, just in enough time, or ample time before the actual game. But yeah, Ishmael, any final words to the Liverpool fans out there watching this video? What you got to say? What you got to say to them?
Let's keep on going, guys. It's gonna be how many games left? 12 games.
Mm.
It's gonna be a long last few weeks of the season. But we're here in it. We're here. That's it.
Mm. Quick
Top
question as
four's
well.
on,
Sorry,
baby. It's on.
quick one. What position are you going to be in this time next week after the
Fourth.
weekend's fixtures? Ah, big call. All right, well let's see where you are this time next week. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Weird and Wonderful. It's been the Sheffield United Liverpool reaction. It's a bit late, but better late than never, as we always say. But yeah, Ishmael. Yeah, we'll be back to do the previews for the games in midweek. But for now, that's been Weird and Wonderful. Thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll be back for another show imminently. Peace.
Peace.